G'day, Steve Morgan here, Fishing Monthly Magazines. I've got Donovan Weeks with me from Stessco. Donovan, we tested one of these boats a while back and it was not as big as this monster. What have we got with us today to test?
Today we've got the Albacore SC 640, which is our side console 640 of our Albacore series.
And it has, and so last time we tested it was like a 5 metre boat. This one nearly 6.5 metres.
Yep.
The demand must be there for these bigger and bigger plate open boats.
It's growing, mate. Yeah, they're growing. So we've got a full fleet now of 640s, centre console, side console.
Tell us where this one's going to go, because this one's built, looks like it's built as a workboat. There's not much paint on the inside of it. What's it going to do?
This one's going to Western Australia to work on coral farms. They throw a lot of gear in. They spend a bit of time under the water, so big compressor and so on, lots of gear, lots of weight.
Yep.
Built for it, plenty of space inside, mate.
So this is as good as it's ever going to look before it goes to a working life.
It's going to spend a lot of time on the water, mate. I think it won't look like this in 6 months' time.
Tell us about the new chines on this boat. You've always loved your reverse chines to keep the boat dry, but you've got some welded ones now. What's the technical term for it?
So it's a fully welded reverse chine all the way to the bow. So original SRH hulls. They were just a pressed hull, which are still in the fleet, but this is the next step, the evolution of the hull, to a full plate welded hull.
Yep.
5083 bottom sheets, chine and side sheets, welded floors.
Tell us the advantage of that chine, because the old press chines would only go to a certain part of the boat, then they'd extinguish. These ones go all the way to the front, so when that water hits, comes up, hits that reverse chine and gets put back.
That's right.
To keep the boat drier?
To keep the boat dry, mate. So even in console boats, you remain pretty dry. So we've got, the press reverse chine would finish about 2/3 of the way up the boat, depending on the hull shape. This chine goes all the way into the bow and remains a bit, at its narrowest at the very tip is 40 mil.
Yep.
Plus we still put the extruded chine on the outside again, so it turns the water right back down.
Tell us what this boat's powered by. You guys put out a lot of Yamaha powered boats. What Yamaha's powering this one?
This has got the F200. Perfect match for this being a workboat.
Yep. It's
got plenty of poke. So it's with no weight in it, it's pretty flighty, yeah.
Some of the refinements I like on it, I notice all of the hatches now, and it's a full checker plate floor. Little gas struts under them, you know, you don't have to hold them up while you're putting gear in. It seems like you're refining these hulls as time goes on to make them a lot more user-friendly.
That's right, mate, that's right. We're trying to just put those extra little bits and pieces in that make it a little bit more comfortable for people to use.
A boat like this on I assume a twin axle trailer, towable mode, most utes?
Yes, mate, this goes behind the 3-ton SUV, easy, yep.
Yep. So there you go. No matter where you are in Australia, I'm sure you could find a purpose for this, whether you're running all the way out to the reef, whether you're collecting coral in WA, or if you're down south just needing to move a lot of stuff around. This is a boat that's worth looking at. Like we normally do at Fishing Monthly, we're going to put it on the water today. We're going to take it out for a run in Moreton Bay and come back to you with some of the performance statistics. Well, there you go. That's the Albacore 640 by Stessco, which I think is the biggest side console Australian-built aluminium boat that I've been in. And it's actually really fun to drive. It's it's a little bit hard to conceptualise this as a fishing boat because it's set up right now to be a work boat. It's going over to WA to work in a coral farm or something like that. It features that soft riding hull, the SRH plate, which means that the press chines that they used to do in these hulls are now being replaced by fully welded chines that run all the way, they're reversed, they run all the way to the bow of the boat, and you can see in the cutaways here how they work pushing that water up and then away from the hull on smooth to partially choppy days. Of course, when it gets big and nasty, they're not going to do that much, but just to keep the boat dry at those lighter wind speeds, they seem to do a really good job. This is powered by Yamaha's F200. It's a 200 horsepower. It's on a 6.4 metre boat, so it's a bit of a rocket ship out there on the water. It jumps out onto the plane. It's remarkably quiet. There must be some great foam filling under the floor, because I expected it to be quite noisy for a big aluminium boat, and it wasn't. There are things that I like on this boat as well, things that when you conceptualise this as a fishing boat, because it's available in a side console, it's available in a centre console version, and there's all sorts of things you can do it to customise it to your ideal fishing situation. But one of them that I like is this is the padded gunnels. So all the way around, when you're leaning on those gunnels, they're padded. So whether you're fishing, leaning over the edge of the boat, adds a little bit of luxury to what is a fairly stark open boat. This is set up as a work boat, so there's not much pain in it. Other things that Stessco do that I really like is these big front hatches, and you get a big storage area. Look at all the gear that's underneath here. These are finally now dry. This one's held up by a grass strut, but the water actually drains down into these channels and then down onto the self-draining deck. So if you look at the front hatch as well, you can get underneath there, got the gas strut there, that water comes all the way from the front, down underneath the channels and away. So gone are the days where you put all your great fishing tackle and your dry clothes and everything under the deck, and as soon as it rains, it's all wet. Let's talk about some of the performance of that big Yamaha F200 at the back. This has a 220 litre fuel tank under the deck, so it's designed as a serious workboat. At cruising speed, 3,500 RPM, it goes 41 kilometres an hour with a 17-inch Reliance stainless steel SDS prop on the back. But you get 2.3 kilometres per litre burn. Now remember, this is a 6.4 metre. It's a big boat, so that is ridiculously good fuel economy from that big Yamaha. Of course, if you want to put those hammers down, you're going to pay. The economy is over. It's over 100% better when you're going at cruising speed. So 6,000 RPM, 79 kilometres an hour of fun, but 1.1 kilometres per litre. So you do the maths on that. Theoretical range with that 220 litre tank is up around 500 kilometres. But if you want to drive it around hard, it can cost you a lot of money. So it's all up to your own personal driving style. You'll see some of the additions to the Albacores in this iteration is that the electric motor mounts are now standard on the front, so you don't have to order them as an option. Overall, these boats just seem to be getting more and more options for their money. Now, this one here is straight standard. It hasn't got any real options on it because it's built as that workboat. RRP, $90,036 on the trailer. So for under $100,000, a 6.5 metre boat, it's reasonably good value, I think. Especially since COVID, it seems like everything's going up in price, and it's good to see some local manufacturers are helping to keep the price down a little bit. For more information on any of the Albacore or any of the Stessco boats, visit their website, which is stessco.com.au.